Hi there. In this presentation, we will talk about one of the RPAs, which is called UiPath, User Interface Path. It's a software that can help the people that have limited knowledge in programming or even no knowledge on how to build a code that can run the same process automatically without repeating the same steps. So, for example, if you would like to download some data from a website, something like this data, here in the irs.gov, if you go to here, the irs.gov statistics, and you go to under individual taxes, and then go to data by geographic area, and click here on the US population migration data, you will see a lot of information here. So here you can see like 10 years of information. If you click on the latest year and you see here the migration data, people, they migrated from one state to the other, and this create a state-to-state outflow and a state-to-state inflow. So here, if you click on this one, then it will open up a huge CSV file, which is comma-separated value that can be accessed by Excel. Here is state-to-state inflow, county-to-county outflow, and county-to-county inflow. My point here, if I would like to download this data from the irs.gov manually, it will take a long time if I make it for 2 years or 3 years. How about if I'd like to download them for 10 years? I will use the same steps to download the data. So the UiPath came out to help the people to run the same process automatically without consuming their time to run it manually. So how can we get access to the UiPath to run this project? Here I have this instruction sheet that is available on the Brightspace. First, you need to click here. I'm going to use UiPath Studio X, not Studio. And first, you need to click here on the second step. Remember, UiPath can be accessed only on Windows, but not in Mac. If you have Mac, you can go to the other option where you can use the UiPath under our SUNY Plattsburgh remote lab, and I'll go through it now. So if you have Windows, you click here and will take you to a website under UiPath to fill out an application and submit it. When you submit this application, make sure to include your Plattsburgh email address as a student, and this will give you free access to the UiPath. And it will take 10 minutes or so until you get an auto email reply. In this email, it will have this format. First, it will tell you, please download here 21 version. This is what I need for the project. If you download 22 or 23 version, that's fine. But the screen I'm using now is for 21 version, Studio X. And here you will see a license code. I removed this one because I need you to use the license code that it will come under your name to activate UiPath on 2 different computers. It gives you what we call it 2 activation, where you can use 2 different computers with the same license code. And here you start downloading. When you download, you will come up to a point that it will ask you for this license number. Please enter the license number, including the dashes that are included in the license number. And remember here to use the 21 version, and then you can start working on the UiPath. If you have Mac device and you don't like to have Windows environment on your Mac device, you can go to our remote lab. You can click here. But before you go to our remote lab, you need to do the same thing. You create an application, you submit it, you wait 10 minutes, and then you will get the license. You take the license code from this one, go to our remote lab, We have in Remote Lab 109 UiPath, but it will ask you for the license code. What I need from you in the first time you log into our lab, go to the computer machine, because each machine in the lab has a number, and remember the machine number, because every time you log in, make sure to log to the same number as if it's your computer, so you don't have to enter the license code every time. And once you do that, it will take you to the computer lab. You can work on it, do everything, save your work on Google Drive, and then take it to your personal desktop. So remember those steps to either download your UiPath on your desktop or get access on our remote lab. Once you do that and you open the UiPath, it will open to this screen like this, exactly similar to this one. And this is how it looks like. As you can see here on my screen, it's a bit small. It says Studio X 2110. So remember this one. If you get a Studio, you need to switch to Studio X. How can you do that? You go to here, Settings, License and Profile, Change Profile. You will have it here. So you click on this one, UiPath Studio X, and then it will take you here. This is number one. Number two, you need to go to the tools here and activate the Chrome extension, because we will use UiPath to go to Chrome browser, download the data from the irs.gov, put it on your personal desktop, and then you save it and send it to me. So please remember this one. I already have extended Chrome the extension onto my desktop, so I don't need to do it again. But for you, because you are going to use it for the first time, you need to do Chrome extension. Then you start here. So remember, first Settings to change to Studio X, then Tools for Chrome extension, then you start. When you start here, you go to the first one, Blank Task. And this will create a brand new file that has a code to go to the irs.gov, download the information, put it in a folder. And here the way it will be, first we need to create a name. So the process name, I call it scraping IRS website dash and my last name Garas. For you, you need to do the same. And you put a brief description for your future use. So here we say downloading the IRS SOI statistics of income for 5 years, 2016 to 2021. And then you say create. Okay. This will help you to set up your dashboard, and you get access to the coding platform, which is here. So when you open the UiPath, in a previous video, I put it on bright space that explain the menu bar here, the activities panel, and the property panel. So to save your time in this video, I'm not going to repeat it again, but we will start downloading the files. First of all, I need to know which years I need to download from the irs.gov, and then go to IRS, get the data, and build up my code. So I will start here in Notebook, open Notebook, and it will show me here like an Excel file that has some information about how to enter date on my code, how to enter text into my code, numbers, file, and something about the project handbook notebook. I encourage you to read it, but if you don't have time, you can save it for later use. What I need is to go here to Scratchpad, and you start writing years. Now, which years do we need it for the project purpose? 5 years, starting by the latest year. So if you can go back here, as I said, I'm gonna use the migration data from 2016 to 21. And I'm gonna write them down the same way as they are showing up here. So I'm gonna start 20 to 21, 2019 to 20, 2018 to 19, 2017 to 18, and finally 2016 to 17. That's it. And then we save it. Okay. So we did the first part here. I will go back to the UiPath. So I already created this number of years in my scratch pad, and I will start here giving the instruction to the UiPath to build up my code. So here we go for Excel file. For each Excel row, this tool here, I'm gonna use range, not workbook, because I'm gonna make a range of 5 years. So I have to use this one. You have two options. Either you put your left mouse here and drag it, and when it comes to the dashboard, you can see that it will change its shape, or you can make double click. I encourage you to start learning the dragging, because if you use double click, it might put it in the wrong place like here later, and this will mess up your code. So how can you delete if you drag it in the wrong place? You can highlight it and press delete and it will go away. So I'm gonna get here. You put your left hand finger on the mouse, drag it and leave it. Now, I am telling you, UiPath, to go to the Excel file and in range. Which range? If you click here, you go to the notebook, because I'm going the use book here, and then I will use the scratch pad. If you remember, in the scratch pad sheet, I put the years. So I need UiPath to pick up the year number from the scratch pad. And remember, the file I created, it has a header, which called years. So now we did the first part. Let us go to the second part. Now, in the second part, I need to create a folder. So every Excel file will be downloaded from the IRS, will go to a folder. And here we go to, if you write folder or create folder, you see here for folder, there is copy folder, create folder. So I will go to create folder and I will put it here. So create folder is going to be here 1. It will be 1.1. Which folder I need to create? So here I will click on the folder here, browse for folder, and I will make new folder. And as you can see here, the new folder will be under the folder that I just made it for UiPath. It was a scraping IRS website garage. And here the new folder. What I'm gonna call it? I can call it, I can leave it as new folder here. So it will be a new folder, but now I need to change the name of the new folder. So I will go to text and I will delete this one. And on the plus sign, I will go to current years and then make year. What does it mean? The UiPath will get the data for each year and put it in separate folder under the project folder. So you will see one folder of 2021 that has 4 Excel files. Then another one, 2019 to 20, with 4 Excel files. Then another one for the prior year, and so on. This is what it means here. And then we click OK. Now, I told UiPath to pick the year number from the notebook. go to and create a folder by the same year. And now I need to go to the browser. So here we go for use application browser under resources. If it doesn't show up in your menu, you can write it here, use application browser, and then it will show. Where shall I put this one? Use application browser. Here is the point. I should put it as 1.2. You see now? So here I have 1.1 create folder, then 1.2 application browser. Where should I go to pick my data? I should go to the irs.gov. So here we click. I made the wrong selection because this is not the one I need. So now I will go here and I say remove the information screenshot. Let me delete this one. Before I go and use the application, let me go back here because I need to be in the right place. And this is a good example for you. Before the UiPath comes to this website, make sure that you have these 4 files for this year, 20 and 21 available. So now we go here for the UiPath, and then we click use application browser, and it will be 1.2, indicate application. Here is the point. You see the color of the whole screen is being green. I need, if you click anywhere here, then the color will go back, and then it will show you up here. So now I need to go and change the year. So if I go here, text, it will show me this year. But now I don't need only this year, I need all the 5 years. So what shall I do? I delete the last year, and I go here for plus, current year, and use year. So now I am telling you UiPath to pick the year from the notebook, go to the IRS, download that year, and then come back. So here we click save. So now we did this one. Now I need to wait. So here we go for wait. Wait for download, drag it and put it here, and this would be 1.21. You need to be very careful because if you missed one step and you put it in the wrong place, the rest of the project will be wrong. So here is going to be 1.2. We go to the browser. 1.2.1, we wait to download. Download what? So here we go to click. We right click this one here and put it here, drag it and drop. And this would be 1.2.1.1. And now we need to go to indicate here. I need to download which part? This one. State to state outflow. And once it's done, you can click here, validate. And then confirm. Please make sure that this is the only part that is selected. As you can see here, the moment you move your mouse, there is other areas can be selected, but I don't need to press any other area. It's only state to state outflow, and then confirm. And to make sure that you are going the right way, it should be this way, CSV file, state to state outflow. And now you can see here, it will download the file here under user folder downloads, and then we need to give it a name. Save for later use. And this one, we call it a state-to-state outflow. State-to-state outflow. Okay. So now I downloaded the first file for the first year. But remember, I don't need to repeat it for all the 5 years because what I did in the previous instruction that it will go here to each year as I put it here and then make the same click. And this is the whole point about IRPA is to make everything automatically processed. You don't need to download it again. So now I did a state-to-state outflow. Let us do a state-to-state inflow. So here we do the same. It's 1.21. It's going to be 1.22. So here we go again. Wait for download, and we put it here. And then we go here, click. And we put it here. So this can help you to really remember what you're doing because I'm going to do the same 2 steps. Wait and click 4 times. I did it the first time for the outflow. Now let us do the second time for the inflow. So here we go. And then choose the second one. Okay. And here you go. This is the second one. And now you need to give it a name. Save for later use. And this one we call it a state-to-state inflow. Okay, so I have a state-to-state outflow, state-to-state inflow. Now I think you can do the other 2 by yourself. So here you go. Wait for download, and this will be 1.23. And here we put click. And then we put it here. And here we go again. This one, county to county inflow. And then we click on this tick to confirm it. And now we're good. So we have a state-to-state, now county to county outflow, and we will write it down here. Save for later use. I'm just repeating the same steps, by the way. County to county outflow. And the last one, wait for download, and we put it here. And then click, and we put it here. And again, indicate in Chrome. So we go here, the last one. And if we make a tick, it will confirm it. And I have the last part here. The download file is called county to county inflow. And then we click OK. So now I'm going to download the county to county inflow, outflow, and here is state-to-state inflow and outflow. Now, if I hit run, it will run and it will download. But now, where am I going to put the folders? So now we go to the next part, which is moving the folder. So here we type move, and this will move. Here we need to move folder. No, move file. This one. And this would be here. 1.3. So 1.1, you go to the Excel file, get the year number from the notebook. 1.2, you go to the IRS 4 times the irs.gov and download 4 files for 5 years, 20 files. Step number 3, you move those files. From where I should move them? If you click here, select the file, and here you will see the new folder. So, yep, this one. And then open. Now, plus text. Yep, I'm sorry here. You go to let me stop the video here so I can fix this point, and then I will complete the rest of the recording in another video. Thank you.